YouTube, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a number 3 buzz cut tutorial, mid fade. These are the steps. Step number 1, we want to set our first guideline from the temple of the head to the back of the occipital bone, followed by setting a guideline with the lever open, which creates the half. Then we do the same thing using the number 1 guard, lever open, number 2 guard, lever open. Blend those guidelines out to get this end result right here, guys. If you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you guys hit that sub button, hit the like, and comment down below any questions you guys might have regarding the video or just constructive feedback that you guys want to give towards the channel. Either way, guys, let's jump to the video. The first thing that you guys want to do is grab your desired number to get rid of the bulk on top. It's very self-explanatory. Just run through the head multiple times and account for different growth patterns. So once we debulk the top with the number 3 guard, the next step is going to be to grab our soft trimmer, which means that our trimmer is not zero gapped. It comes straight out of the box like that. Go from the temple of the head, mark your guideline on one side, and do the same thing on the other side just to double check and ensure that both sides are even. Next step is to look at the back of your client's head. Make sure you guys identify the occipital bone. The occipital bone is a bone that protrudes in the back of the head, and I pointed with my finger because you want to go about a finger below that bone to set the guideline. So what you do on one side, you want to replicate it on the other side. So once we get rid of all of that bulk with our soft trimmers, let's grab our sharpest trimmer that I did zero gap. This is my Babyless Skeletons. It's the sharpest tool that I have besides my shavers. So we want to go ahead and just polish that area. You know, we use the soft trimmer to alleviate just any work from our hard trimmer, so then we can just repolish this area to make it easier on our shaver. The next step is going to be to open up our lever and set a 1-finger guideline, guys. Using our wall seniors, we're just going to go up and create a consistent guideline. Anytime we open up our lever, it creates the half. So just go around the whole head and make sure you guys stay fairly consistent, because in these next couple steps, all that we're doing is just setting guidelines and organizing our work so we can go ahead and blend out the guidelines. You guys can see the shade in the guideline in the back of the head is a lot darker. My client has extremely thick hair. You guys can see it's just a number 3 guard, and you guys can see how the hair just overlaps in the back of the head. You know, whenever you guys are dealing with really thick hair, it's because there's denser spots in his head that just carry more grains of hair. So you guys just have to just be patient and run through the guideline multiple times until all of the shade of the guideline is the same color. The next 2 steps is just going to be keep your lever open, guys, and we want to attach the number 1 guard and repeat the process. We're gonna set a 1-finger guideline above that half guideline, so we have 2 separate guidelines that measure the same length, but just the guideline on top of it is the number 1 guard, and then on top of the number 1.5 guideline, we're gonna set another guideline with the number 2 guard with the lever open as well. So repeat the same process and just stay consistent and organize your work while you guys are setting your guidelines. I'm gonna give you guys all the sauce in this video. If you guys do mess up your guidelines, if you guys don't feel comfortable moving on to the next step, you can always go back and correct your work. My guideline didn't look so pretty, so I just went back and just did some minor details, so then I can go ahead and start shaving that bottom area. I'm putting my pinky there so you guys see as a reference that I'm not going all the way towards the top. I pointed with my finger, so you want to go about half of that finger up and flick out. And right here behind the ear, I use a single foil shaver so I have more control of that area and I don't bald all the way to the top. When you guys bald all the way to the top, you guys will create a harsh line. The key is to give yourself some room, so you can go ahead and do this right here with your hard trimmer. Just think about how it works, guys. We went from our sharpest tool to the shaver. We left half of a finger of room to blend now with using our hard trimmer blend the shaving line to the hard trimmer. Then we're going to use our soft trimmer now our third sharpest tool to soften that first guideline. If you guys have ever wondered how to alleviate just the hardness of getting rid of that first guideline, this is a perfect example that you guys can use. Some techniques, use your tools, baby tap and soften. Right here, you guys, I'm redefining that guideline as well, because I did move the guideline a little bit more than I should have with my soft trimmer, but it's okay guys, we can always go back and correct our work. That's why I like using this method of just knowing where our guidelines are at, so we just stay consistent with the steps on our system. How we're gonna erase this guideline first is to close our lever, hit the beginning of the guideline, just barely baby tap it guys. Then we wanna put our lever in the middle, hit the guideline in the middle, open it a tiny bit, about 75% now, so then we can open it all the way through and hit the full guideline. So let's repeat the process in the back of the head. Our lever is closed. Now let's open it 50%, halfway through, hit the guideline in the middle, 75%. Now we want to go 75% into the guideline, so your lever is going to be a compass guys. Anytime you guys open up your lever all the way through, you guys know that you guys can hit the full guideline. When you guys close your lever, whether you're using a guard or no guards, you guys always want to aim for the beginning of whatever guideline you're at. So once you guys understand that process, you guys will be able to use any lever method. You guys will be able to blend any guideline. So just make sure you guys stick to like just whatever principles you guys like using, whatever lever methods you guys like using. Right here, my lever is closed. Just want to demonstrate in the back of the head. The back of the head is always the harder part to blend. You know, in my opinion, sometimes it's harder for our fades to look crispier in the back. We focus all of our attention on the sides, and the back usually sometimes doesn't come out as crispy. So just make sure you give every single side of the head the same amount of attention. So now let's close our lever again, put it 50%, go midway through. Once you guys feel comfortable with moving on, open it up a little bit, go a tiny bit higher. You guys can see easily how this just blends out guys. And when you guys get faster and you guys are just more advanced, you guys can do what I'm doing right there, is just literally just going a tiny bit higher and using your thumb, while you're flicking up to go higher and higher into the guideline. So that's how you work on your speed. But first and foremost guys, you guys just want to make sure you guys know the system. Once you guys apply the system, just do it consistently through time, then you'll be able to just run through your fades a lot faster. So this haircut took me about an hour. So a 3 guard with a mid fade takes me about an hour guys. I still take my time. I'm still learning how to be a faster barber, but I don't take that timing so seriously. I just prefer to give the most crispiest haircut possible, and however long I take is however long I take. My clients appreciate that I just take my time and I just value my work. Once we have successfully blended our first guideline, the second step is to grab our number 1 guard. And my client has very thick hair guys, so I just went ahead and opened up the lever and created the guideline again, just to make sure that it's nice and consistent. So in this step, it's a 2-step process to blend out the line. The first step is our softening part of the blending process, which is just, we're gonna go close to open. And it's the same thing guys that we did previously, just now we have a guard attached to it. We want to baby tap the beginning of the line using our 1 guard, just working very consistently, baby tapping that line until we're comfortable with opening up the lever to our 50% position. Attack the guideline in the middle and just repeat that process guys until our guideline is just softened. But I also like just double checking my work, because every single time you guys just go through another step, another guideline, you guys will expose your previous step. So by what I mean is that once I finished the close to open process, I went ahead and just looked at the previous guideline and saw that there was just some inconsistencies in the fade. So I was like, let me just go back and redefine that area. What we're gonna do is open up our lever. You guys can see that we have now a softened guideline on top, and how we're just going to make our job easier for the next step, which is using our 0.5 guard, is we're just gonna make sure that this guideline, the first guideline we blended, is just as blended as possible, as crispy as possible. Right now my lever's open and I'm flicking out towards that line using the corners. You guys can't really see from this angle, but I have my machine tilted on its side, and this is a lever play method. Anytime you guys lever play, you guys have to hit the guideline exactly where the lever is positioned at. Now that my work has been double checked, we can attach our 0.5 guard and just continue with our fading process. The first guideline was blended with the close to open lever method. The second guideline was softened with the number 1 guard close to open. And now we're finishing that guideline out using close to open with our 0.5 guard. It's super important in this step, guys, that you guys just take your time and use your eyes to the best of your abilities, because it can get real tricky and you guys can get lost if you guys are not focused. So just make sure that in your head you're moving along with the steps and you're not getting out of focus. You're not overly talking to your client or looking aside and checking your phone, because once you guys lose track of that guideline, once you guys lose track of your lever, you're done. You just have to go back and you just redefine your work, double check your work. Right now our lever is 75% open, and you guys can see just how thick my client's hair is right here in the back of the head. The thicker your client's hair is, the more you're gonna have to just go over that area multiple times. You can see how rewarding it is though to have client that has thick and dark hair. It just makes the haircut look a lot crispier. And right here what we're doing is we're just redefining our guideline with the 2 guard with the lever open. You guys can see the fade is almost complete. There's just that big like little patch of darkness that you guys see there that I'm stretching my client's head right there with my left thumb and just trying to get my machine to get as much hair as possible. And what we're gonna do, guys, is grab our 1 guard with the lever open right there on its side. So we're using about 2 to 3 just teeth of the number 1 guard. And I'm doing the same thing that I've been doing in the whole video. I just go back 1 step to redefine that guideline, the second guideline, to make our next guideline's blending process a lot easier. So my lever's open and I'm flicking out using the left corner of my blade. And if I feel that it's not hitting, I just close the lever a little bit and I go a little bit lower and I flick out and do the same motion. So now that our guideline is just a little bit more softened, let's grab our 1.5 guard to finish off our blend. If there's one thing that I want you guys to take from this video, is you guys don't necessarily have to follow exactly whatever I do, as long as you understand that once you set a guideline, you guys have to soften it and then blend it out using whatever lever method you guys want. In this step with the 1.5 guard, I'm doing open to closed, because I just wanted to just try that out. You know, I could have gone close to open, but I just wanted to conserve some of the darkness of the fade. So in my opinion, it's more safe to start with the lever open rather than going close to open. Is a little bit more dangerous because you can push the guideline a little bit more. And right here in the back of the head, guys, I'm just gonna have to be working that area multiple times because it's a lot thicker right here in the back. Just keep combing, keep combing, keep combing, and be patient, guys, because the line will blend out. The moment that you guys start getting impatient with your fades is the moment you guys will start skipping steps. You guys will start sweating. You guys will be like, man, I'm fucking this guy's hair up. Like, you know, that's what used to run through my head, because I just wanted my blends to come out super crispy and I wanted to do them as fast as possible, which is not going to work out when you guys are starting your journey. Just take your time, guys. For the lineup, I like starting first in the corners. If my client would have had a C cup area, I do the C cup, then I do the corners, but he doesn't have a C cup. This is a fade with no hooks, and I do the same thing on both sides. So both lines on the corners can be straight, and all I have to do now is just connect the lineup in the front of the hairline, and with a very soft touch. A great tip for the lineup is I'm using my middle finger right there as kind of support, and I just have it on his forehead. So so then I can balance my trimmer and just go very gently, very soft. Guys, your trimmers are meant to cut hair. You guys, by applying more pressure, it's not going to make a difference. You're just going to end up nicking your client. Just make sure you guys apply very soft pressure, and then if you guys want to apply enhancements, just apply it lightly. Guys, this credit card is already been voided, guys, so if you guys want to use it, good luck. It's not going to work. But I just that's what I had at my disposal. You guys can use a business card, you guys can use a piece of paper, whatever works with you guys. This is the before and this is the after. A mid fade with no hooks with a number 3 guard on top. If you guys enjoyed the content, if you guys enjoyed just the video and you guys learned anything, let me know down below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe for more videos. I'm dropping weekly tutorials every single week. I appreciate every single one of you guys that watches this video, that supports me. We on route for 50K subs. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.